So well, my friends, new ball in the line. Here we have it, Nike All Court, but we have no sun today, so tough to say why the light is the best on the GoPro display. But you know, this ball was questioned a lot of times, you know, and that ball was one which is missing out for a long time, you know. One of the most asked balls in the last months or 1.5 years what I got by the All Court, make the All Court, you know, and now I have it. But why? Because I was interested and I have my own interest in balls, you know. I do that only for my own. I get nothing for that, you know. I don't get the balls, I have to pay them, I don't get anything, you know, only because of my own interest. And so I have an own list which balls I would get next, you know. When people ask me, hey, buy this ball, if I would have the money, of course I would do it, but I buy first those balls which are really interesting for my own, you know. But this ball was one of it, you know. I got it today, you will see it. We are still, or not still, it's a new day because I made the last video now. But here we are at Tivoli court and now it is really snowing. Now we cannot dribble and that makes it almost, or it makes it impossible to judge a ball or a first impression, because hand gloves, you cannot dribble it, the ball will get wet and snow on, so you cannot say that much. So I will make 2 parts, but now the snow will stay, you know. And to the weight of the ball and the price, that does not matter now, you know, that we make in the next part. But I tell you, I expected a completely other ball, really completely other. I was expecting a ball in a way like a super flight from Spalding. In that way I was expecting it, if you know that ball, and it is completely other, you know. First impression, I got it out. From the quality or from the ball ranking, what I expected was a ball in the middle line, you know. Middle line, maybe a little bit lower, or maybe a bit better, but in that category, also from the price range it is there. So a ball like an NCAA replica from Wilson, so in that direction I was thinking it. Then I got it. The quality, we will go to it, is overall solid, you know. It's not excellent, but it is solid, and of course not bad, you know. But the thing is, I thought, wow, the ball is exactly that what I like, you know. From the channel design, from the grip, from the overall feeling, it feels like, you know, it's a composite ball, but it feels like, and don't get me wrong now, like a high premium rubber ball, and that I mean in a positive way. That feels like, well, like one of the best rubber balls, or a bit higher than the best rubber ball. When you love rubber balls, then I said, wow, that is amazing, you know. So but we go into it, you know. Here you see it, Nike All Court. I have the orange version. That was also a reason, because the orange version was so often much more expensive than the other one. That was the blue and something, you know. And there, be careful, because sometimes, especially the black panels, are sometimes more slippery than the orange ones, you know. You buy the same ball and then you have other feeling. And so now thankfully I have the orange version, so we go into it. We make it with the hand. The overall feeling is pretty nice. We have channels, you know, they are a bit deep and wide, but not the deepest, you know, not like a Tarmac BT900X or a Spalding DF1000 Legacy, also not like a Nike Elite Championship, but this is for sure not a flat ball, you know. It is more wide, you know, the channels. The lines here are not the slimmest, they are a bit more out, you know. And the quality, you know, here we have no transition, there is no one. Also here not, you know, now is no one, it's also no transition. And here we have the transition, but that is so good that you almost don't feel it, you know. That is really good made. Then we have here the logo and this, and now here comes the point. The black thing is also beveling in, but that is much more slippery than the orange one. So when you go over it, grip, and here, boy, you feel that immediately, you know. But we have beveling in, but that is a bit a downside. And here we have the All Court, you know, you have also beveling in, but there you feel also it goes deeper in, and that you feel, you know. And to the valve is very good made, there you have no problem, but we have the barcode. When you watch exactly, there is also babbling, but that is more alibi babbling than it is real babbling. That we never, we don't need on a basketball, you know. We also have that on an Evolution, you know, on the high-end balls, we don't need that, you know. Put away those shit barcodes. To every brand, put away those shit barcodes, you know. I know there are rules that they have to do it, but you can make this completely other, you know. Then I pay 5 euros more if you don't have this shit barcode on, you know. But that is by so many balls. It makes not much, but when you come here, that feels not good. I don't pay money that I have something on, you know. I don't know. That has nothing to do on the basketball, you know. And so, and then to the grip, I show you that the grip is really, really good, you know. But now I tell you, because with the hand gloves, the cold conditions, now I have it, you know. You see that the grip is really there, and at home even more, you know. But the thing is, it is out of the box, you know. But you see, you can imagine, this is not a slippery ball. But I don't know how it goes after a few playings. But you can grab it on the panels, you know, here. And you also can grab it on the channels. The channels are not the best, you know. They are a bit slippery, not much. But because of the wide thing and a little bit deep things with my fingers and hand, I can grab it also there at home. But when you come on here, you know, to the Nike logo with the fingers, then you will slip out, you know. You see that there, it is much more slippery. But so for the price, you know, that we make in the next video, the quality is really good made. Of course, when you go much more into the details, the space here is not always completely perfect, you know, but all is good, you know. There is nothing where I would say, oh shit, it goes out or this. No, there are no sharp things. It's all good. And the feeling is really from the composite, you feel that this is composite, but it is much better than, for example, a tarmac, you know, tarmac PT 100 soft. That feels not good, you know. And here you feel composite, but it is like a I cannot tell you, to me like a high-end premium rubber ball, you know, that it feels, and that I mean in a very, very positive way. So I think I will like this ball, but here we can test a few dribblings. You see now, it jumps not that high, of course, because it is cold. But from the feeling now, yeah. Also now the sound, but that, you know, with snow we can change everything. But also now with dribblings, it feels like a high-end rubber ball. I don't know. You know, and I love rubber balls. And when I tell that, and I mean that in a very positive way. But, wow, the plane now, you see, wow, big machine now. Saturday, you know, they're always coming the machines in. But now I will play a few balls. I can only shoot. Here we can dribble a bit. And then it is only a small first impression, and a better first impression we will get when no snow is here, you know. I could go now in the tunnels, but that is stupid because there you damage a ball quickly. But I want the new experience on a good court, that I know how it works out, how it went after a few playings. And when I damage it now, it makes no sense, you know. So we play a bit and then I will say something. I could have put in a bit more air, but I have not done it, you know. There's also a reason for that I will not mention now, because then it is not a good advertisement for the ball, but it has nothing to do with the ball. It was inflated and that was only my version, but now it is completely in a perfect way, you know. But only let you know, it is not completely airing much, but I could have done a little bit more. But of course in winter they jump lower, but also this is good now, you know. You can play with that. I have other balls who would jump lower than this now. You can still play it, but we see. Yeah, now it is wet, you know. Now that is the thing, when it is wet you can all forget as a first impression. I have no feeling now because the hand is completely wet, you know. You put in hand gloves, maybe a bit better, but that is the thing, you know. In winter to buy new balls, you know, because when you play it, you know, then you damage it, and when they are a little bit broken in and damaged, and then in summer you will rank it, that is difficult, you know. So you have to be careful where you play it in winter, that it gets not damaged and that you get really a first good impression about the balls, you know. That is important. Exactly, the space for the channels is perfect, you know. Maybe for smaller hands or bigger hands it will not be that perfect, but to me it is a bit more with channels, you know. Not the deepest, but a bit more, and that feels really good, you know. And so, I don't know, I think it is a good ball, you know, when the conditions are better. But here I cannot judge it, you know. That is the problem. Also with that it is too slippery. So my friends, the thoughts you have seen now from me, I can say not much, but you know, so at home I had it often in the hands and felt over it, and so the things, you know, for me I always think, where could this ball maybe go? When you play it, it can change completely, but it is maybe, you know, better than the All Court 3.0 from Adidas, maybe, I don't know. Better than the NCAA replica, but that I don't think, because the NCAA feels much more softer, you know. But around that, maybe one ball lower, around there maybe, but we have to check it out, you know. But what shall I do, you know? Now it also makes fun to play in snow, but which ball in snow? Like here you cannot dribble. There I would take a ball where you say, if it gets damaged, it gets damaged, you know. I would not bring the best balls here, for what? That makes no sense, you know. Bring that ball what you like most, you know. I would do with the NCAA, the old version, the replica ball, because that ball I use on the gravel ground, you know, gravel ground, as I call it. And that ball I would use now when it gets wet, because when the ball gets completely wet like here, it can happen that the glue where they make the panels on, that this opens up, you know, and that is a stupid idea. So there I would only bring a ball for video, you know, or that ball, a rubber ball, you know. A rubber ball is the best version. It gets not heavier, you know. Yeah, of course, when the snow is on, it also gets heavier, but when it is only wet, it gets not heavier. That we also tested out. And so rubber balls for street ballers are always a very important thing, in my opinion, you know. I'm doing it since 1991, and rubber balls are a big part for street ballers, you know. In my opinion. So now I will go on. That is all what I have said. I don't know when we make part 2, because the snow will not go that faster way, but I wanted to test it out because today I had time, because I cannot drive with the bicycle now for the job, and so I had time now to come here. But also nice to enjoy it, you know, it's also nice. So we see us next time. Till then, bye and ciao.
And I always do it big because I can.